Hello and welcome to MyScience Tutorials. In today's video, we are going to learn how to find the determinant of a 2x2 and 3x3 matrices. Before we begin, if you are new to MyScience Tutorials, kindly consider subscribing and pressing the notification button so that you do not miss any of our latest tutorials on biology, chemistry, mathematics, and physics. So let's begin. So if you want to find the determinant of a 2x2 matrix or a 3x3 matrix, this is how we go about it. So assuming we have a 2x2 matrix given to us as what? A is equal to small a, b, c, and d. And we have to find the determinant. The determinant of this matrix can be represented by det A. Okay? The det is just an abbreviation of determinant, so this simply means determinant of A, and that is equal to. So to find the determinant of A, what we do is what? We multiply these two values, okay, and then we subtract the multiplication of these two values from it. So what I mean by that is what? So first of all, to find the determinant of A, we multiply A and D. So it's going to be what? A multiplied by D. Then we subtract the multiplication of the second diagonal, which is what? C and B. So it's going to be C, B. So this becomes what? The determinant of A. That is what? A 2x2 matrix. So this is how we find the determinant of a 2x2 matrix. First of all, we multiply the leading diagonal, which is A and D. We multiply the values over there, and then we multiply the second diagonal, and then we subtract it from the leading or the first diagonal. That is how we find the determinant of a 2x2 matrix. Now what happens if we have a 3x3 matrix? This is slightly different. So if we have a 3x3 matrix, let's say we have A is equal to, then into bracket we have A1, A2, and then A3. Then we have B1, B2, B3, then C1, C2, and then C3. Okay, what happens if we are asked to find the determinant of this matrix? Now, if we are being asked to find the determinant of this matrix, there is something we need to note before we proceed, okay, and that is the sign of the various elements in the matrix over here. What do I mean by that? Let me use this. Okay, now the element over here has a sign when we are going to use them to find the determinant of a matrix. So the first element over here has a positive, then the second one is negative, then this is positive. So it goes and it alternates in that way. So what I mean by this is a 3x3 matrix has the following sign. So the first one is what? Plus, the second one is minus, then the third one is plus. Then the reverse is true for the second row. That is what this becomes: minus, plus, then minus. Then we alternate again, it becomes plus, minus, and then plus. Okay, so you get to understand what I mean by these signs when we are trying to find the determinant of this A. So to find the determinant of a 3x3 matrix, which is what? That A, first of all, we take the first variable over here, so it becomes the first element over here, so it becomes A1. Okay, remember we are using the first row. Okay, so in the first row, the sign for the first row is what? The first element in the first row is positive, so this is what? Positive A1. Then once we take this guy, it means we need to cross this guy out, and then we cross this row out. So we cross this column out, and then we cross this row out. So we are now left with what? A 2x2 matrix, which is what? B2, C2, and then B3, C3. Okay, then the next element we pick is what? B1. So let me erase this. Okay, so we now take what? B1. Now if we take B1, B1 has the sign of what? Negative, so it becomes what? Negative B1. Then we now cross this row and then this column over here, so we are now left with what? This 2x2 matrix, so it becomes what? A2, C2, then what? A3, C3. Okay, then the third element over here has the sign of positive, so it becomes what? Plus what? C1. Then if we take that as plus, let me erase this. If we take that, what it means is that we are using this element, so we cross out this row and then this column, so we are left with just this 2 by 2 matrix, which is what? A2, B2, A3, B3. Okay, so from here it means determinant of A is equal to, then we have our A1. Now this is a 2 by 2 matrix, so like how we find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix over here, we do that for this case. So which means we take the leading diagonal, that is, we multiply these two values first, so it becomes, we multiply these two leading diagonals first, so it becomes what? B2 C3, then we multiply these two diagonals and we subtract it from it, so it becomes minus what? C2 B3. Okay, then we repeat the same thing for all the other values over here, so this becomes minus what? B1, then into bracket we multiply this leading diagonal first, so it becomes what? A2 C3, then minus, then the following diagonal, that becomes what? C2 A3, then plus what? C1 into bracket, then we multiply the leading diagonal, which is what? A2 B3, then minus what? A3 B2. Okay, so this is how we find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, now what happens if you are being given this 3 by 3 matrix and you are being asked to use what? The second row. So you have to use the second row over here to find the determinant of this 3 by 3 matrix. How will you go about that? So we are going to look at that in just a few seconds. Let me erase everything we have over here. Alright, so if we are to find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix and we are to use the second row, as in this case over here, what it means is that the determinant of A will not be equal to, unlike in the first scenario where we were using the first row and we had to use positive first, because this one we have been asked to use the second row, it means the sign of the first element in the second row is negative, so it becomes what? Negative A2. Then once we take that out, it means we can cross this guy out, this row, and then this column, so we are left with this 2 by 2 as our matrix. So we have B1 C1, then B3 C3. Okay, then plus the plus over here, then we take B2 in the second row, so we take B2 in the second row, so it becomes plus B2. Then we cross this row out again, but this time around this column, so we are left with A1 C1. So we have A1 C1, then A3 C3, then minus again, because this second row the sign is what? Minus, so minus what? C2. Let me clean this, guys. Minus C2, and then we cancel this row and then this column this time around, so we are left with A1 B1 and then A3 B3. So we have A1 B1 A3 B3. So just like in the first case, we are going to have negative A2, then into bracket, so we are going to multiply the leading diagonal first. Okay, we multiply these guys first, then we subtract these guys from it, so it's going to be what? B1 C3 minus what? C1 B3. Okay, then plus B2 into bracket, we multiply the leading diagonal first, that will become what? A1 C3, then minus what? A3 C1, then minus C2 into bracket, we multiply this again, so it becomes A1 B3, then minus what? A3 B1. Okay, so that is how we find the determinant of the matrix A if we are supposed to use what? The second row as our if we are to use the second row. Okay, the same thing applies if we are to use the third row. So if we are to use the third row, what it means is that we are going to use positive, negative, positive as the beginning of the values of A3 over here, and then B3 and then C3 over here, and the corresponding 2 by 2 matrix that will be left after we are done with that. So let's now have a look at an example. So we have a matrix A, which is given to us by 4 2 2 3 4 0 5 7 1, and then we have another matrix B, which is what 6 negative 2 2 7 4 negative 6 9 3 and 4. So we have to find that A, which is determinant of A, and then what that B, which is what the determinant of B. So let's find determinant of A. So determinant of A, because we were not asked to use any particular row, we go with the first row that we have. So like I said, a 3 by 3 matrix, the first element over here is plus minus plus, then minus plus minus, then plus minus and plus again. That is the sign, okay, of the values that we have over here. So we are going to take this row first as our starting row. So that is going to be, we take 4, okay, and then we cancel this row, and then what, this column. So we are going to have what, 4 0 7 1. Then the sign over here is minus, so minus what, 2. So if we take that 2, then if we take this 2 and the sign is minus, so it becomes minus 2, then we cancel this row and then this column. So we are left with what, 3 0 5 1, then plus the third element over here, which is still 2. Then we have we take this element, so we cancel this row, this column, and then this row. So we are having 3 4 5 7. Okay, so from here, determinant of A is 4, then into bracket 4 multiplied by 1, that is the leading diagonal, is 4, then minus 7 multiplied by 0, that is 0. Then we have here minus 2 into bracket 3 multiplied by 1, that is 3, then minus 5 multiplied by 0 is 0, then plus 2 into bracket 3 multiplied by 7, that is going to give me 21, minus 5 multiplied by 4, that is going to give me 20. So this is what, 4 multiplied by what, 4, minus 2 multiplied by 3, plus what, 2 into bracket, this and this will give me what, 1. So 4 by 4 is what, 16, minus this is 6, then what, plus 2 over here. So 16 minus 6, that is going to give me 10, plus 2, that will give me what, 12. So the determinant of what, matrix E, is what, 12, just a single value. So let's find the determinant of B. So determinant of B, so let me rewrite the matrix of B. So B is what, 6 negative 2 2 7 4 negative 6 9 3 and 4. Okay, so let's have our solution. So we have to find the determinant of B. So find that B. Okay, so the determinant of B is equal to, because we were not told to use any particular row, we go with the first row. Okay, so it means I take 6, it is positive. If you remember very well, I said the first element is plus minus plus, then it becomes minus plus minus, then plus minus plus as well. Okay, so the first one is plus, so we take 6. If we take 6, what it means is that we cancel this first row and then what, this column over here. So we are left with a matrix 2 by 2 matrix 4 negative 6 3 and 4. Then it becomes minus the 2 over here. Then we have, this is supposed to be negative 2. Yes, this is negative 2, so it's going to be negative minus 2, then the minus over here as well, so minus 2. Okay, then I have the matrix. So now that I've picked the negative 2, I can cancel this row and then what, this column. So I'm left with the matrix what? 7, negative 6, 9 and 4. Okay, then plus the third one, which is just the positive 2 over here. Then I cancel the following rows and columns. So because I'm now picking the third element, I cancel this row and then what? This column. So I'm left with what? 7, 4, 9, 3. Okay, so what it means is that my depth B is now 6 into bracket 4 multiplied by 4 is 16, then minus 3 multiplied by negative 6 will give me what? Negative 18. So I have minus 18 over here. Then I close this bracket. Then this becomes negative 2 becomes what? Plus 2. Then I have into bracket 7 multiplied by 4 will give me what? 28. Then minus into bracket 9 multiplied by negative 6 will give me what? Negative 54. Then plus, and I have the 2 over here. 7 multiplied by 3 will give me 21. Minus 9 multiplied by 4 will give me what? 36. So I have 6 into bracket 16 plus 18 will give me what? 34. Plus 2 into bracket 28 minus 54 will give me 82. Plus 2 into bracket, this will give me 2 into bracket negative 15. Okay, so I have 6 multiplied by 34, that is 204, plus 8 2 multiplied by 82 will give me 164, plus 2 multiplied by negative 15 will give me negative 30. So my final answer will be what? 338 as the determinant of B. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.